Hello there, welcome back, hopefully back. If you're joining for the first time, welcome. We're going to be talking a little bit about the Jackson Audio Modular Fuzz, but today, rather than the fuzz, we're going to be talking about the octave. Now, the octave circuit is high gain. There are three knobs. There's the overall volume, blend, which blends the dry signal with the octave, and the volume of the octave itself. So the other thing worth mentioning is that the fuzz settings that I've got, which we'll come to later, are ones that I've used in previous videos. This is with the Modern Fuzz circuit installed. So what I've got set up right now is basically with the blend set all the way to dry, and I've set the volume so that it's basically unity gain. Basically, as you can see, it is a high gain circuit. The amount that it can go up and down is the amount it can go up is particularly high. Let's dive in because it's easier to demonstrate. Now, the riff that we're using for this first one is from Little Green Spirits, one of the tunes that we've recorded recently. And with the octave circuit on, you can hear there's a slight loss of there's a slightly different EQ. I wonder if it passes through the fuzz EQ or not. Let's give that a quick experiment. I'm still hearing a little bit of thinning in that. So that's something it's worth noting that the circuit does. Where were we? That's where we were. That should do the job. Okay, so first thing to note, there is a little bit of loss of richness of tone. But first of all, this is a circuit designed for guitar, not as low as the contrabass clarinet, and for the losses, I'm sure there will be gains. So let's go into the circuit. And you can hear there's plenty of room for gain there. Now at the moment I've got the octave turned all the way down. You can hear when I bring the blend to halfway point, we're blended with the octave circuit, but the octave is not up at all, so we don't have any in there. I'm going to bring the volume up a little. And then when we bring in the octave, and you can hear we start getting stuff there. Very nice. I actually really like that. But let's do the blend thing. I mean, if we bring the blend, that's great. Okay, lovely. So that's a really nice start, just fiddling around there. Now, what I want to get here, what I want to sort out is something for me when I'm playing where I can hit the octave switch and have a different tone come in with the fuzz. Does that make sense? So I don't want it to change the volume too much. I just want it to add some extra sound. Like, I don't want to change the fundamental sound. I just want to add something to it. So what we're going to do first is we're going to find something that brings out that quality in the track itself. Then we're going to add the fuzz to it and see what we need to change in order to make sure that the volume stays consistent. Like, I don't want a big jump of volume when we bring in, if I'm playing with the fuzz and I bring in the octave pedal. I don't want a big volume jump with that. So that's what we're going to work with. First of all, we're going to create something that's nice and volume balanced with the octave circuit. Then we're going to add in the fuzz. Okay, that's lovely, but it's not very balanced. My instinct is to have the volume turned all the way up. We can bring it down if we need to, but like, you can hear that it's just like, even at like 11 o'clock, it's still just like a ghost of octave there. So that, to me, the 1 o'clock-ish, is where it starts to get really nicely blended. Oh man, that just gets so squishy there. I love it. Yeah. And what happens if we bring the octave down? That's really nice too. Honestly, so many lovely subtle variations are going to be possible here. But do we want subtle? Not right now. Okay, so for now, let's focus on blend and octave. Yes, it's tempting to have octave all the way up. That's very tempting. Can we do something with turning the octave volume down and up that we can't do with blend? That's a good question. Okay, octave all the way up. Even that's really nice. Just feel it has more. What about if we turn? So the thing that I find quite difficult with a lot of guitar pedals is that a lot of the volume stuff is left to ear. And I mean, this is partly just my unfamiliarity with the approach of the instrument, you know? But like the fact that the octave has a volume and that there's an output volume as well. I mean, I understand that there's a reason for it, but it's just like, it's just a lot of variables, plus then we've got the volume output of the whole pedal, or at least the fuzz circuit when it's on. Yeah, this is just one of my struggles in getting involved with this kind of music. But yeah, the number of variables can be a real mindfuck. But let's keep going. Yeah, so for example, like what I'm struggling with here is what's the difference between blending the octave in and out and the volume of the octave. So it's like finding a balance between those two variables. Let's play around a little bit and see. So that's really squishy. But what's the difference between that and that, for example? Let's have another listen. It's difficult to get the comparison right perfectly. I'm just going to leave the octave circuit all the way up and use the blend control, I think. I guess it's a fine-tuning thing. Let's compare that. Let's compare that with something like, even just down that little bit there. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm starting to get a hang of it. So even with that down a little bit there, we can get a different effect. We can. I love the squelchiness though. So I'm tempted to leave the octave thing up to high, or at least close to high. I'm gonna go for like the 4 o'clock. And see if I can find a balance with that. It's much more subtle there. Let's back this off a little bit. So we're getting more of the dry signal. There we go. And if we bring the octave up. Okay, now I'm starting to get what I'm looking for here. The richness of the bass clarinet, the contrabass clarinet, but because we've got the octave all the way up, so if we want octave all the way up, yeah, I'm kind of surprised. I was really into having more of the octave blended in, but I quite like that. I mean, yeah, I like that. That's nice too. And we're still getting some of the nice contrabass clarinet body there. Now let's bring this down maybe a smidge. Yeah, I prefer it being a little bit less, a little bit more obvious. So the technique of having the octave all the way up and just using the blend seems to be working nicely. And that seems to be working pretty well with the output volume as well. Try a little bit more volume. Yeah. Okay. Now, what I would like to try now is using less octave, but bringing the blend more towards the middle, and see if that makes any difference. I suspect it'll be very, very similar, but let's give it a try. I mean, even that is lovely. I mean, that's just, oh man. I do suspect that the key might just be the blend knob. I mean, that's a great effect. With it all the way up. And I mean, even that is awesome. Where it's like more octave than dry signal. But It's a bit more subtle. But it still seems to me that having the octave all the way up is it is maybe kind of an attack thing. I mean, the difference between this and octave all the way up and the blend down, let's do a quick check of that. Okay. This is kind of where we were playing with it last time. I think that that's where we want it, and it's essentially the blend knob that we want to be playing with for different effects. You know, like we can make it subtle, around there. We can make it squishy there. We can make it way more top heavy there. Interesting, even with the blend all the way down, all the way down, and the octave all the way down, we still get some signal. Which implies that the blend this way isn't as strong as the blend that way, because if we put the blend this way, we get no octave whatsoever. So I mean, even all the way up here, we still seem to be getting some, and I mean, it sounds to me like there's some of the dry signal in there too. I mean, this is nice with the blend all the way up. It's almost like trumpety or synthetic trumpety. That's a nice effect. It's like synth brass, like low synth brass. But my heart is here. Oh. So like you hear, we get that kind of synthy octave become really apparent there. Noon, it's kind of like just apparent. Yeah, that's just lovely. Okay. I'm tempted to go for it backed off, just a little. lovely circuit then. Okay, let's check the volume. Okay, well, that was a ton of fun, and I do feel we've got a good handle on this. So basically what we're saying is that the octave all the way up and blend backed off just a little bit from from noon, and if we turn blend up higher, like when we had blend higher, backing the octave off a little bit for that kind of synthy brass sound. But like the idea of octave being up and then playing with the blend around like the 11 to 1 kind of area for different effects seems to be a good way of approaching this. And then with the blend turned higher up, backing off the octave a little. Because the other interesting thing is that when the blend is completely clockwise, we still get a little bit of the dry signal in there. Okay. Well, now let's try adding the fuzz. Now there is a volume jump with the fuzz, so let's see if this affects it. Okay, so a little disappointing there. I mean, definitely an effect on the tone, but I wonder if, let's try that other thing with the blend much more clockwise, and see if that makes a difference with the fuzz. So much more squishy. Now, yeah, let's keep this all the way up, and we'll try adding more of the blend. So when we've got the blend all the way up, there's still some of the dry signal in it, if I'm not mistaken, as we were saying. But like bringing it all the way up and bringing down the octave a little seems to be where it's at. When the octave was all the way up, there was some nice distortion, but it lacked a certain clarity. So let's play with that a little bit more. Angrier edge to it. Okay, that's the kind of distortion that we need for it to be noticeable against the fuzz. Again, is it the blend knob that's our friend here? Us to make the octave more subtle. The octave. notice how it's reading. Okay, so when we're using the octave just with the sound of the contrabass on its own, octave all the way up and using the blend knob between like 11 and 1 for various different effects. I mean, we can push it further up if we want it even more squishy. But when we're using it with the fuzz circuit, it seems that we need to turn the octave down a little bit and use the blend knob a little bit more widely, like a little bit higher. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll do the sample on its own, then we'll add the octave and see what that sounds like. Then we'll do just the fuzz on its own, and then we'll add the octave. Okay. Okay, and you can hear how that's a pretty fucking cool effect. With that being a little bit on the extreme side, but yeah. But it is kind of what we need with the fuzz. So backing that off a little. So with the blend further, like with the octave all the way up, let me just give a bit of context. With the fuzz on and the octave all the way up, it just tends to have a little bit of like distortion and it's less clear. But when we do it the other way with the octave down a bit and the blend up a bit higher, it seems to be a little bit more coherent. Let's have a listen. Yeah. Hear what I'm talking about now? Blend all the way up there. The octave I've backed off is really good. Okay. Take that off just a little. More. To give it a bit more body. Okay, let's do another comparison like that with another sample. I think what we've got here is Call to Shiva the Destroyer, so okay. What we've got here is Shiva the Destroyer. So let's do the same thing where we'll play the sample, we'll hear the octave with it, then we'll hear the just the fuzz with the sample, then we'll add the octave. So it's interesting, but let's just go back to what we were saying before. To make it really squishy. But that's what we would use if we were using just the octave. With the yeah, that doesn't work so well, this setting, with just the sample in there. So we have to treat it differently when we're using just the octave than when we're using the octave into the fuzz. So So this is the setting that we would use if it was without the fuzz. Still pretty nice. Really interesting with those high notes. Actually, that's quite nice. That's monstrous I really like what it does to those high notes. Okay, well, that has certainly been a fun exploration there. Hopefully that's been interesting. One more quick thing I wanted to try. So apparently by increasing the so for example by putting the blend here and the volume like there, and I mean we can turn that all the way up because it's not present in this now because of the blend knob, but by putting this is a recommendation from the Jackson Audio videos on the fuzz. If we use the octave pedal, the octave circuit as a boost into the fuzz, we can actually make some different effects. So that's what we're going to try now to finish off. Take things back to our first little riff there, and you can hear how that's, apart from a slight tonal difference, there's not really much volume difference there. Yeah, very little difference. Just out of curiosity, what happens if we turn all that all the way down? Okay, my ears are starting to get tired. I'm not going to think about that too much. So let's put the fuzz on, and then we'll try adding the volume here. We'll probably turn this up as we turn this down. Not that much difference there, right? Maybe a slight difference. To change the volume here too much. That really does boost it. I'm surprised there's not more increase in volume in the fuzz signal. It's pretty awesome though. That with the volume all the way up, we don't need to turn that down. That's great. Okay. Well, that's certainly been an interesting experiment. Especially, that's really interesting. Okay, well, I hope this has been an interesting experience for you guys, as much as it's been for me. I feel that we've definitely got a handle on this octave circuit a little bit better. I mean, if we're using it with the kind of final conclusions, if we're using it with the with just the contrabass, this kind of thing is good. But then if we're using it with the fuzz, it helps to back this off a little bit and ramp the to back the octave volume down a little, and to put the blend more towards the octave. It seems to be the case for now. Maybe I'll find other ways of using it later, but yeah, that was a blast. Thanks for sticking around, and keep well.